People know about the Adirondacks and some of the beautiful mountains in upstate New York, but there are also many beautiful spots in western New York, including Letchworth State Park.
Is this real? Oh, and there is a bridge. Oh my god, beautiful America strikes again. My friends, this video is completely blowing my mind. Those locations in America are basically a secret? Oh, Americans are so spoiled. My friends, I know I ask this all the time, but can I get a like for America? Come on, take a look at that. If you don't leave a like for your country, I really don't know what you are doing. Man. Today I'll be reacting to even more interesting natural features and locations in the US. My friends, I'm super excited for this one. I love to discover America, but before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description and let's play it.
Howdy, it's Kyle
Hey.
with another installment of interesting natural features and locations in the US.
Honestly, I have to say one thing. I love the videos of this gentleman. I reacted to one of his videos about why the climate in America is the way it is, and the explanation was fantastic.
This is the second video in the series where I take a look at some natural locations that might not be very well known outside of the local area. I'll leave a link in the description to part 1 in the series, but this is part 2. More.
Wait, part 1 is 11 interesting natural features and locations in the US. Oh my god, I did not saw that one. You know what, my friends? If this video does well, I assume you guys want me to see the other one. And for this video to do well, first of all, you watch the video like you are doing right now, and leave me a like, my friend, because we can discover America together.
Natural features and locations in the US.
Okay.
I want to first start off by talking
Chiricahua?
about Chiricahua National
Chiricahua.
Monument in Arizona. Yeah. It's in the southeastern portion of the state, about 40 miles north of the Mexican border. It was created in 1924.
What's special about
to
this?
protect a relatively small area of some really cool erosionary remnants, including hoodoos and balanced rocks. The formation.
What the hell? Oh my god, America is such a crazy place. Arizona, my friends. You know what? This looks like a bunch of people, a crowd of people, and these three are speaking. Wait, could this be something related with aliens? I'm joking. Or no, am I joking?
That you see are volcanic in nature. It's actually solidified ash.
Oh, but that's beautiful.
And this is stuff that was released from a volcanic eruption from the Turkey Creek caldera. So how you end up with hoodoos and balanced rocks like this?
Great question.
The rock that makes up the formations is relatively strong, and the rock that surrounded it was much more easily eroded by wind and water. So in this part of the country, it's often sandstone and limestone that gets eroded down to these beautiful canyons and erosionary remnants.
Man.
This is a relatively small park at about 19 square miles, but it packs a pretty big punch. And
holy sweet potato, what the hell? Oh man, isn't America such a beautiful country? Arizona, what a state. Anyone watching from Arizona, my friends? Are you guys aware of this? First time I see this in a video.
Most people, when they go to Arizona to visit national parks, are going to be in the northern portion of the state around the Grand Canyon. And not many folks visit these parks in the southeastern portion of the state, but do check out Chiricahua. It's a beautiful place.
Man, it's
Next,
beautiful.
I want to mention the City of Rocks in southeastern Idaho. This is both a national reserve and a state park. It's administered by both the feds and the state. The park is about 22 square miles and protects a large area of granite outcrops and granite spires that are very prominent rising from the high plains. These can sometimes look like mountains, but they're actually erosionary. So mountains are created by uplift, and formations like this are created by the weaker rock around it being eroded, leaving something else behind. So what happened here to get some...
Oh yeah, they look like mountains, yeah. But the explanation, see, this guy is really good at explaining this type of stuff.
Some of these formations that tectonics broke apart much of this rock, and erosion removed some of the weaker rock away, leaving some of these granite spires. The process is called exfoliation, and some of the tallest spires can reach about 600 feet. Many of these have flat tops or perhaps even concave tops, including bath rock, which is well known because it has concave tops that can fill with water like a bathtub. And this was a popular spot for many pioneers from the eastern U.S. to cross over to get to the west coast. There's a spot there called Register Rock, which has many traveler carvings and writings along these rocks that are signatures of people that were moving from the east to the west. And you fast
Whoa.
forward to today, this is a very popular spot for rock climbers to come to show their stuff. With 3 national parks, Yellowstone, Grand Teton, and Craters of the Moon all in the region, people often miss the City of Rocks, but don't. It's a beautiful spot.
Oh man, he's doing such a great job because first time also I see someone mentioning this City of Rocks. Oh, but it was beautiful.
From City of Rocks, Idaho, I'm now going to Starved Rock, Illinois.
What?
This is a state park located in the north central part of the state. It's actually the busiest state park in
Close to
Illinois.
Chicago.
It's about 80 miles from Chicago and about 45 miles from the southwesternmost suburbs. The park protects a series of canyons along the Illinois River. Some are larger than others, but most of them have some nice waterfalls in them. Some of the largest and most well-known ones in the park include Wildcat Canyon, Kaskaskia Canyon, and St. Louis Canyon, all of which have nice waterfalls with them. Overall, there are about 18 canyons in the park, and of course the smaller creeks carve out the smaller ones, and the Illinois River carved out the largest one. And these canyons are exposed sandstone that is common in the region but is usually well underground. The Illinois River carved out this canyon in the sandstone. But
So this was the river that did this. Man, Americans are spoiled. Look at this. You guys have so many beautiful places.
This park is also well known for having many archaeological sites, including evidence of habitation over 10,000 years ago. There are 13 ancient ceremonial mounds that are approximately 2,000 years ago, and these are fairly common throughout the region to find some of these prehistoric mounds. And with all this exposed rock, many prehistoric groups used some of these areas as rock shelters. There were 14 known spots that were used as rock shelters. And this is an unexpected spot in this part of Illinois. There's lots of hiking trails. There's some big overlooks, including the Lover's Leap overlook. In the wintertime, there's ice climbing on the frozen waterfalls. And again, this
Oh my god, wow. Okay. Actually, I bet a lot of people that live in Chicago may not even be aware of this park. It's a beautiful one.
is the most crowded state park in Illinois, but you can go on a weekday in the off season and you'll have most of the park to yourself.
Wow.
Next, I'm going back east to Seneca Rocks, West Virginia.
Ooh, West Virginia, my friends. I have great expectations for West Virginia. West Virginia. That's such a beautiful song. Can we all agree? But West Virginia, in terms of natural beauty, one of the best states. Let's see it.
This is in the western part of the eastern panhandle and is part of the Spruce Knob National Recreation Area that was founded in 1965. And the Seneca Rocks are what are called crags, and these are usually metamorphic rock that is very resistant.
Damn, look at West Virginia right there, my friends. Beautiful America strikes again. I said it.
Surrounded by much weaker sandstone or limestone that gets eroded, and this much stronger metamorphic rock is left behind. And for something to be called a crag, it has to have the same degree angle as a cliff, the same amount of verticality, but it's much thicker.
Wait, but this is more tiny than my bank account. What the hell?
Thinner, has a much smaller surface area. And the Seneca Rocks rise about 900 feet above the confluence of Seneca Creek and the North Fork of the Potomac River. There are 2 peaks of the Seneca Rocks. One can be hiked to and on, and the other is too vertical. It can only be accessed
And people go up there? Wow.
by ascending and rappelling on rope. There's also an open notch between the 2 peaks that is inaccessible to hikers. And similar to City of Rocks, Seneca Rocks is also a very well-known spot for top rock climbing. You'll have people come from all around to rappel down these beautiful rocks. And this is in the same part of the state as the Dolly Sods that I mentioned in part 1 of this series. So this part of West Virginia has some really cool, interesting natural features. All right, I'm headed back to the Midwest and White Butte, North Dakota.
Ooh, North Dakota. No, that's West Virginia. That the song does not apply here. But North Dakota is. Wait, but wait. This guy. What the hell? Okay, I love this guy. But what the hell is this guy smoking? Did you guys saw what he said right there? Pay attention.
All right, I'm headed back to the Midwest and
Midwest. With all the respect, sir. Respect, salute. But come on, North Dakota. North, the name says it all. Even if it's South Dakota, it's still North, right? Look, Montana. Montana is North. Montana is so close. This is North. Am I crazy?
White Butte, North Dakota. This is
North Dakota. The name says North, it's North. Unless we are talking about North Carolina. But apart from that, yeah.
Located in the southwestern portion of the state, and it's in the Badlands region of the western Dakotas where you have several national parks, including Theodore Roosevelt in North Dakota, as well as Badlands and the Black Hills in South Dakota. White Butte is the highest point in the state. It stands at about 3,500 feet, and it ranks as the 31st highest point amongst the states.
Yeah.
Not too
North
far
Dakota.
from White Butte is Black Butte, which stands at 3,470 feet, about 30 feet less than White Butte. And a butte is an erosionary remnant formed in a similar way as a mesa or a plateau, but is much smaller and usually has kind of a flat type top. And
Right.
White Butte is a result of wind and water erosion. Despite being this far north, it was outside of the range of glaciation during the last ice age.
You know what? When I see a picture like this, I think about Lord of the Rings. I can make Hobbit right here. I know it was recorded in New Zealand, but that was a mistake. I think in America you guys have spots to make Lord of the Rings, you know. Actually, it's kind of crazy. In America, and now this is my nerd side, you can make Star Wars. Just go to Nevada, Texas, Arizona, all of those red, these desert places. You can make a lot of great stuff there. You can make Lord of the Rings in the north because it's so green. You know, America is that's why you guys have Hollywood. You guys have the perfect spot.
And the rock you see is a white capstone of sandstone that's common in Badlands National Park, but is usually underneath the sandstone you find in some of the other areas in the region. And in general, this part of the country offers some surprisingly beautiful scenery, so don't sleep on the western Dakotas, including White Butte in North Dakota.
No, I don't sleep at all.
Heading over to the northeast, I'm going to New York State and Letchworth State Park.
New York? What will New York present us, my friends?
This is located in western New York, not too far from Rochester or Buffalo. And this park protects a series of canyons and waterfalls along the Genesee River. There are 3 fairly large waterfalls along the Genesee.
Tell me.
The tallest canyon walls are about 550 feet above the river.
I love the colors.
And the tallest waterfall is called Inspiration Falls at about 350 feet, although that isn't along the largest canyon in the park. And what these canyons are exposed sedimentary rock layers that in the last ice age water flow altered and helped carve the gorge. So the last ice age was only about 10 to 20,000 years ago. So this is a relatively young geologic formation. And this is a...
Oh, New York. You know, New York, honestly, I think is an underrated state because, at least talking for myself, when I think about New York, I always think about New York City. And it's the opposite of what we are seeing right now. But I guess the state is amazing, my friends. What? Do you guys think New York is one of the most beautiful states in America? Am I crazy to say that?
A really nice state park. Lots of hiking in the summer, lots of cross-country skiing and snowmobiling in the winter. There's paddling, there's hot air balloon rides, there's whitewater. And near the park is the Mount Morris Dam, which is the largest dam in the eastern U.S. So most people know about the Adirondacks and some of the beautiful mountains in upstate New York, but there are also many beautiful spots in western New York, including Letchworth State Park.
Is this real? Oh, and there is a bridge. Oh my god, beautiful America strikes again. My friends, this video is completely blowing my mind. Those locations in America are basically a secret? Oh, Americans are so spoiled. My friends, I know I ask this all the time, but can I get a like for America? Come on, take a look at that. If you don't leave a like for your country, I really don't know what you are doing. Man.
Park. Heading out west, I'm going to Oregon and Newberry.
Oh, Oregon. My friends here, big expectations. I have people that drive all across America and they sent me emails saying that, André, America is a beautiful country. No doubt about that. Is one of the most beautiful countries in the world? No, is the most beautiful country in the world. Not my word, but I believe it. But trust me, all of them said basically the same thing, or at least let's pretend. Trust me, Oregon, when it comes to natural beauty, it's unbeatable. Okay, let's see it.
Crater. This is part of the Newberry National Volcanic Monument located right in the middle of the state, not too far from Bend.
Not impressive so far.
Crater, it's actually a caldera,
Man, it's
which
beautiful.
is a collapsed empty magma chamber that's been exposed after seismic activity.
What the hell? I was giving such a nice speech about Oregon, and is this gray-black thing? I know Oregon is crazy beautiful, by the way, but I was thinking this will blow my mind. Honestly, so far, All of them end up being great, but New York may be number one. Maybe number one, my friend.
The most recent volcanic activity there was approximately 1,300 years ago, and it created a large obsidian.
Yeah, I really, my speech now doesn't, but trust me, Oregon have a lot of green and beautiful blue water.
Flow about a mile wide. The tallest peak in the area is Paulina Peak at just under 8,000 feet, and there are also two fairly large alpine lakes.
That's what I'm talking about.
And the lakes are filled in portions of the caldera. And this area around Newberry is still very seismically and geothermically active. It's a high alert volcano with a high risk for eruption. As a park, it's great.
But that's not good.
Great to visit with lots of hikes going around the caldera and the surrounding area. There's paddling in the lakes, and there's cross-country skiing and snowmobiling in the winter. I can imagine with so much population growth going on around Bend that this park is more popular than it used to be, but it is a great place to visit. Staying on the west coast, I'm going down to California and Mono Lake.
California, my friends. Where are my California people right now? Welcome to the... Okay, I have to stop with the music. But that's also a great song, the Hotel California. My Californian people, are you guys ready for this? Let's see it.
This is
big expectations
in the
also.
eastern part of the state,
California,
east of the Sierra Nevada, not too far from the state line with Nevada. The lake is at a relatively high elevation at 6,383 feet. And this is a saline lake. It's very salty. There's no outflow. So any water that enters the lake doesn't go out by a creek.
Is this planet Earth? Oh, they are... Oh, man, they are showing us some photos of Jupiter or something.
Out to the ocean, it just stays there and gets evaporated, and you get some evaporate left behind. And this is another spot that has lots of active volcanoes and recent volcanic activity. There are two islands in the lake, one called Paoha and one called Negat, and neither one of these are very old. Paoha is in fact only 350 years old. The other island, Negat Island, is only 1,700 years old, so these are both very young geologically. And both of these islands are lake bed sediments and volcanic tuff that have been exposed by lowering water levels. And at times, the water level can be so low that both of these islands are actually connected by a land bridge. The park is famous for its Tufa towers, and these are limestone formations formed along subsurface springs. So what happens is sediment is released underwater, and these towers are formed, and they end up being exposed by the lowering lake levels.
Damn, that's so beautiful, actually. You know, it's kind of breathtaking. I can imagine seeing this close, and it's now being a bit more serious. It's fantastic what nature does with time.
And similar to Great Salt Lake in Utah, a lake like this could be dried out if taking out too much water. In the region was a lake called Owens Lake that was dried up in the 1920s after Los Angeles diverted much of the water for its water supply. So Mono Lake is a beautiful spot surrounded by many popular tourist attractions like Yosemite, Lake Tahoe, and Mammoth Lakes, but not many folks make it to Mono Lake. It's a beautiful spot. Now heading over to New Mexico, I'm going to the
New Mexico, my friends. Okay, chicos, vamos a eso.
Santa Rosa Blue Hole, and it is how it sounds. It's a big hole that's filled with water to make it a blue hole. And so by definition, that makes this a cenote, which is a vertical cave pit that's been filled with water. And the Santa Rosa Blue Hole is an artesian well, and what this is a natural pump essentially, so high pressure below the surface pushes aquifer water up to the surface. And as a result, the surface water is always the same temperature. It's always about 62 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's crazy, and it's so beautiful. I mean, the water is really blue there.
The main blue hole itself is about 80 feet deep, and also about 80 feet in diameter.
Feet, what the hell? See, the thing is, you guys really go by feet. Okay.
80 feet deep, and also about 80 feet in diameter.
Okay, that's a lot.
However, at the bottom of the main pit are small passages that go off to the side, and these are just small, tight cave diving sections.
Holy, this goes into Australia or something. What the hell?
Deepest part of these smaller caves go down about 194 feet below the surface. However, these tighter sections that go off the larger hole down deeper into the cave are off limits. There's a gate on them. This is a popular spot for surface swimming in the summer, but also scuba training all year long. Because the Blue Hole is located at an elevation of 4,600 feet, you need high altitude scuba gear to do this, and this is a popular spot to do the training for it. The entire cave system has been fully explored and mapped by experienced cave divers, but even then there have been multiple deaths through the years, including an experienced Navy diving rescue and recovery member. Cave diving is a very dangerous recreational activity, so even a relatively small cave like the Santa Rosa Blue Hole can be dangerous. And this is
I
located
believe
right
it.
off of Interstate 40. So if you're on a road trip and it's really hot, you want a quick break, you can take a nice little dip in the Santa Rosa Blue Hole.
Oh, that's
Now,
amazing.
heading to the southeast, I'm going to go to a place I'm very familiar with, and that's Cloudland Canyon State Park in northwestern Georgia.
Ooh, Georgia, my friends, Georgia. Georgia is such a beautiful state that we have a country in Europe with the same name. I just made this on the spot. But Georgia, big expectations.
This is located near the Tri-State Point where Georgia meets Tennessee and Alabama. It's about a half an hour southwest of downtown Chattanooga. And this is a large
Chattanooga. I love the name.
canyon created by the Sitting Gulch Creek and its tributaries. It's over 1,000 feet deep in its deepest section. It's located on the top of Lookout Mountain, which despite its name is actually a limestone ridge. The canyon itself is made up of sandstone and shale. There's much sedimentary rock in the region, including many limestone caves. And this part of the country with much limestone and much water means you get a lot of...
See, I saw a lot of Disney movies, and you never enter this. There is a bear right there that kills you or makes you hostage. You never enter this. Okay, my friend?
karst topography, which is where you get many caves being formed. But you also have many beautiful waterfalls in this park as well. The largest ones are 90 feet and 60 feet. And this is a great park to visit. There are lots of different hiking trails. Some go around the rim of the canyon, some go through the bottom of it. There are mountain biking and extended backcountry trails, and there are also those cave tours. So I always tell people to visit the Chattanooga area if they want to see some beautiful...
Is this Frozen? Talking about Disney movies, but no, for this, is this Frozen? Holy, that's beautiful.
Scenery to check out this park. It's often not mentioned in the Chattanooga literature because they want people to stay in Tennessee, but this is a beautiful state park. Check it out. And the last place I want to mention in the video is the most well-known one. It's a national park, Kenai Fjords National Park in Alaska.
Alaska. So this is the peak of the mountain, literally. Okay, my friends, Alaska. Alaska, I know one thing. When it comes to natural beauty, good luck beating Alaska. Let's see Alaska.
This is located in the south central part of the state along the boundary between the North American and Pacific tectonic plates.
Wait, before we see, I guess it's crazy beautiful. Actually, my friends, but I have a question, and this is a very important one. You guys have no idea. I never know if when I take the videos very long like this one, we are 22 or 23 minutes in, if I have anyone watching with me. Maybe I'm a crazy Portuguese guy in Portugal, kind of makes sense, watching a video about natural features and locations in the US. Maybe I am, but maybe I'm not. If I'm not, you can tell me. Just leave me a comment with the number 5. Yeah, the number 5. Leave me a comment with the number 5 if you are watching right now with me. That way I know you end up staying until the end. I'm not a crazy guy.
And what a fjord is a glacially carved out valley that's been inundated with water. So for the Kenai Fjords, the Pacific plate is being subducted.
I need a better angle on this one. Honestly, this looks normal Alaska. Beautiful Alaska, but normal Alaska.
Underneath the North American plate, which pushes the continental crust of the North American plate upward. But because this area is so seismically active, a major earthquake can cause a collapse of this uplifted continental shelf. And in fact, in 1964, there was a large 9-point earthquake that hit this part of the state, and it caused the coastal areas in this region to drop several feet. So over the course of thousands and thousands of years, many earthquakes have caused this land that was carved out by glaciers to subside. Water levels rose, filled it up, and that's a fjord. The national park also protects 30 glaciers on an ice field and also some wooded wilderness nearby. The best way to see this park is by boat. There are multiple cruises offered by the National Park Service and private companies, as well as kayak tours. In fact, my advisor in college, his job before being a professor was to be a naturalist on some of these cruises, talking about some of the geography and geology of the Kenai Fjords. So I've never been to Alaska, would love to go, and this is one place I would certainly love to see. It's a beautiful spot. So that was part 2 of interesting natural features
This
and
was amazing.
locations in the U.S. And check back in the future for future installments in this series, and look in the description box for the link to part 1 in the series. But
Yo, my friends, leave me a like if I should watch part 1. And now I kind of want.
if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up to let me know you approve, and subscribe to this channel if you're interested in learning more about geography if I'm a nerd. But yeah, thanks for watching. Geography Team.
This gentleman is a good nerd.
I'd like to give a special thanks to my...
Okay, my friends, show him all the support. That said, thank you so much for watching this with me. I thought this was quite amazing, honestly. I mean, what can I say? I enjoyed this one a lot. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this until the end. It really means a lot. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.